Picture this. You're sitting in your doctor's office, and after running through the usual checklist of blood pressure, cholesterol, and medications, they give you that familiar nod and say everything looks fine for someone your age. But as you walk out, there's something nagging at you. You feel like there's more to vibrant health than what those 15 minutes covered. You're absolutely right. And what I'm about to share with you today might just change how you think about wellness after 60. There's a quiet revolution happening in the world of senior health, and it's not being led by pharmaceutical companies or medical institutions. It's being discovered by people just like you who refuse to accept that aging means settling for less. These aren't complicated medical procedures or expensive treatments we're talking about. These are simple, profound truths about human vitality that somehow got lost in the shuffle of modern healthcare. And the beautiful thing is, you probably already have everything you need to unlock them. You know, when I started researching this topic, I was amazed by how many vibrant, energetic people over 60 shared similar secrets that their doctors never mentioned during routine visits. These weren't outliers or people with exceptional genetics. They were everyday folks who stumbled upon or intentionally cultivated practices that transformed their golden years from merely surviving to truly thriving. If you're someone who believes your best days don't have to be behind you, I invite you to settle in and discover what might be missing from your wellness journey. Before we dive deeper into these hidden keys, I want to ask you something. If this conversation already feels like it's speaking directly to your heart, would you consider hitting that subscribe button? This channel is dedicated to having the honest, meaningful conversations about aging that we all need but don't always get elsewhere. And if you find value in what we're exploring today, a gentle tap on the like button helps us reach more people who are ready to embrace vibrant living after 60. The first hidden key that doctors rarely discuss is the profound connection between purpose and physical health. Now, this isn't just feel-good psychology. Research from Harvard and other prestigious institutions has shown that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, have better cardiovascular health, and experience less cognitive decline. But here's what's fascinating. Purpose after 60 often looks completely different from the career-driven goals of our younger years. Think about Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher I spoke with recently. After retirement, she felt lost and noticed her energy declining rapidly. Her doctor suggested it was normal aging, but Margaret knew something was missing. She started volunteering at a literacy program, teaching adults to read. Within months, her chronic fatigue lifted, her sleep improved, and she felt more alive than she had in years. Her doctor was amazed by her transformation. But Margaret understood something profound. When we have a reason to get up in the morning that extends beyond ourselves, our bodies respond with renewed vitality. This isn't about taking on massive commitments or changing the world. Your purpose might be as simple as tending a garden that brings joy to your neighbors, mentoring a young person in your community, or finally writing those stories you've been carrying in your heart for decades. The key is finding something that makes you feel useful, connected, and genuinely excited about tomorrow. When we engage in activities that align with our deepest values and allow us to contribute meaningfully, we're not just filling time, we're fueling our life force. The second hidden key touches on something even more personal: the critical importance of emotional intimacy and connection as we age. This is where many healthcare providers fall short, treating physical symptoms without addressing the emotional landscape that profoundly affects our health. Loneliness isn't just an uncomfortable feeling. It's been medically proven to be as dangerous to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But intimacy after 60 isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about the full spectrum of human connection that keeps our hearts open and our spirits engaged. Consider the story of Robert, a widower who, at 68, found himself withdrawing from life after losing his wife of 42 years. His blood pressure spiked, he developed insomnia, and he began experiencing what his doctor diagnosed as mild depression. The prescribed medications helped somewhat, but what truly transformed Robert's health was something unexpected. He joined a men's support group at his local community center. For the first time since his wife's passing, he had a safe space to share his deepest fears, his grief, and eventually, his hopes for the future. What Robert discovered is that emotional intimacy, the ability to be truly seen and accepted by others, is medicine for the soul that translates directly into physical well-being. This doesn't mean you need to bare your heart to everyone you meet. It means cultivating at least 1 or 2 relationships where you can be authentically yourself, where your experiences are honored, and where you feel genuinely cared for. Whether it's through old friendships that you've allowed to drift, new connections with people who share your interests, or even therapeutic relationships with counselors who specialize in aging. The key is refusing to let isolation become your norm. The third hidden key might surprise you because it challenges everything we've been taught about slowing down as we age. I'm talking about the transformative power of learning something completely new. Not just staying mentally active with crossword puzzles or Sudoku, but actually challenging your brain to build entirely new neural pathways. Neuroscience has shown us that our brains remain remarkably plastic throughout our lives, but we have to give them the right kind of stimulation to stay vibrant and growing. Take Sarah, who at 65 decided to learn Spanish not for any practical reason, but simply because she'd always wondered what it would feel like to think in another language. She enrolled in a community college class, surrounded by students young enough to be her grandchildren. Initially, she felt intimidated and wondered if she was too old to absorb new information. But as weeks turned to months, something remarkable happened. Not only did she become conversational in Spanish, but she noticed improvements in her memory, her problem-solving abilities, and even her confidence in other areas of life. Her doctor was puzzled by her increased mental sharpness during cognitive assessments, but Sarah understood. She was literally growing new parts of her brain. This principle applies to any skill that challenges you in new ways. It could be learning to play a musical instrument, mastering digital photography, taking up painting, or even learning to code. The specific activity matters less than the fact that you're asking your brain to do something it's never done before. This kind of learning releases growth factors that not only protect against cognitive decline, but can actually reverse some of the mental slowing that we've been told is inevitable with age. We're about halfway through our journey together, and I hope you're beginning to see how these hidden keys to vibrant health are interconnected. They're not isolated strategies, but part of a holistic approach to aging that honors both your accumulated wisdom and your continued potential for growth. If you're finding value in this conversation, I'd be so grateful if you'd take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that addresses the real questions and challenges of living fully after 60. The fourth hidden key revolves around something most doctors never ask about: your relationship with pleasure and joy. This might sound frivolous in a discussion about health, but research consistently shows that people who regularly experience genuine pleasure and joy have stronger immune systems, lower inflammation levels, and better cardiovascular health. The problem is that many of us, by the time we reach 60, have become so focused on responsibilities, health concerns, and practical matters that we've forgotten how to truly enjoy ourselves. This isn't about forced positivity or pretending everything is wonderful. It's about reconnecting with the activities, experiences, and moments that genuinely light you up from the inside. For some, this might mean rediscovering a love of dancing, even if it's just moving to music in your living room. For others, it could be the simple pleasure of working in the garden, feeling the soil between your fingers and watching things grow. It might be as quiet as losing yourself in a good book, or as social as hosting dinner parties, where laughter flows as freely as conversation. The key is paying attention to what brings you authentic joy, not what you think should make you happy, but what actually does. And then, this is crucial, giving yourself permission to prioritize these experiences. Too often, we treat joy as a luxury we'll indulge in when everything else is taken care of. But joy isn't dessert. It's essential nutrition for a life well lived. When we regularly engage in activities that bring us pleasure, we're not being selfish, we're being wise stewards of our own vitality. The fifth hidden key addresses something that's rarely discussed in medical settings, but is absolutely crucial. For aging well, the importance of maintaining a sense of physical capability and strength. This goes beyond the standard advice to stay active. It's about preserving your sense of yourself as someone who can still do things, who can still surprise yourself with what your body is capable of achieving. Traditional medical advice often focuses on limitations and precautions, which, while important for safety, can inadvertently create a mindset of decline and fragility. But what if we approached physical wellness from a place of curiosity about what's possible rather than fear of what we might lose? This doesn't mean ignoring real health conditions or taking foolish risks. It means working with qualified professionals to discover safe ways to challenge yourself physically and maintain your sense of strength and capability. Consider the story of William, who at 73 was told by his doctor to avoid strenuous activity due to a mild heart condition. While he followed medical advice about avoiding overexertion, William refused to accept a sedentary lifestyle. Working with a trainer experienced in senior fitness, he discovered that he could safely build strength through resistance training, improve his balance through Tai Chi, and maintain his cardiovascular health through swimming. 2 years later, his heart function had actually improved, and he felt stronger and more confident than he had in his 60s. The point isn't that everyone should become a senior athlete, but rather that maintaining physical capability, whatever that looks like for your unique situation, is essential for overall vitality. This might mean working with physical therapists to overcome limitations, finding adaptive ways to enjoy activities you love, or discovering entirely new forms of movement that work for your body as it is today. The key is approaching your physical health as an ongoing conversation rather than a series of restrictions. The sixth hidden key might be the most overlooked of all: the profound impact of your living environment on your health and well-being. Most medical consultations focus on what's happening inside your body, but rarely address how your surroundings affect your daily experience of life. Yet research consistently shows that our physical environment significantly impacts everything from our mood and energy levels to our immune function and cognitive clarity. This isn't necessarily about moving to a new home or spending money you don't have on renovations. It's about creating spaces that support your well-being and reflect who you are becoming, not just who you've been. Maybe it's finally setting up that reading nook you've always wanted, with perfect lighting and a comfortable chair that supports your back. Perhaps it's reorganizing your home to make movement easier and more natural, or creating a small meditation space where you can find peace and quiet. Sometimes the most powerful changes are the smallest ones. Adding plants to brighten your living space and improve air quality. Adjusting lighting to reduce eye strain and create a more welcoming atmosphere. Decluttering spaces that have become overwhelming, not because you need to live like a minimalist, but because clutter can create mental fog and make daily tasks more difficult than they need to be. Your environment should be working for you, not against you. This includes everything from the temperature and humidity in your home, to the colors on your walls, to the arrangement of your furniture. When your surroundings support your daily rhythms and reflect your current needs and preferences, you're creating a foundation for vitality that extends far beyond any single health intervention. The seventh hidden key brings us to something that's rarely addressed in conventional healthcare: the importance of having a meaningful relationship with your own mortality. This might sound morbid, but hear me out. People who age most successfully have found a way to acknowledge the reality of their finite time on earth without being paralyzed by fear or regret. This awareness, when approached with wisdom and compassion, can actually become a source of vitality and purpose. When we truly understand that our time is precious and limited, we become more intentional about how we spend it. We're less likely to waste energy on petty grievances or activities that don't truly matter to us. We're more likely to express love, take meaningful risks, and prioritize experiences over possessions. This doesn't mean becoming obsessed with death, but rather allowing the awareness of life's preciousness to guide our choices. This perspective shift often leads to what researchers call socio-emotional selectivity, the tendency to focus on emotionally meaningful goals and relationships as we age. Instead of trying to network with everyone or say yes to every opportunity, we become more selective, choosing depth over breadth. This isn't limitation, it's wisdom, and it's incredibly liberating. Many people find that this awareness also brings a spiritual dimension to their lives, whether through traditional religious practice, meditation, time in nature, or simply a deeper appreciation for the mystery and beauty of existence. This spiritual connection, whatever form it takes, provides a sense of meaning and peace that contributes significantly to overall well-being. The eighth and final hidden key is perhaps the most empowering: understanding that you are the author of your own aging story. Despite what you might have been told, how you age is not predetermined by your genes, your family history, or your past health decisions. While these factors certainly play a role, research in epigenetics and lifestyle medicine shows that your daily choices have enormous power to influence your health trajectory. This means you're not a passive victim of aging, but an active participant in how your story unfolds. Every day, you're making choices that either support your vitality or detract from it. The food you eat, the thoughts you think, the relationships you nurture, the activities you engage in, the sleep you prioritize, all of these are votes for the kind of aging experience you want to have. This perspective is incredibly empowering because it means that no matter what your starting point, you have the power to influence your path forward. Maybe you haven't always made the healthiest choices in the past. Maybe you're dealing with chronic conditions that feel overwhelming. Maybe you've accepted stories about aging that don't serve you. None of that determines what happens next. The beauty of these hidden keys is that they're available to you right now, regardless of your current health status, financial situation, or past decisions. You can start cultivating purpose today by identifying one small way to contribute to something larger than yourself. You can begin building deeper connections by reaching out to one person who matters to you. You can challenge your brain by learning something new, reconnect with joy by engaging in one activity that brings you pleasure, and create an environment that supports your well-being through simple, thoughtful changes. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to know that everything we've discussed isn't just theory, it's a roadmap for claiming the vibrant, meaningful life that's possible for you after 60. These hidden keys aren't hidden because they're secret. They're hidden because our culture has become so focused on treating symptoms and managing decline that we've forgotten to ask the bigger questions. What makes life worth living? How do we not just survive but thrive as we age? How do we write a story of aging that's filled with growth, connection, and purpose? Your doctors play an important role in your health, absolutely. But you are the CEO of your own well-being. You have the power to integrate these keys into your life in ways that make sense for your unique situation, your personal values, and your individual dreams for the years ahead. I hope this conversation has planted some seeds of possibility in your mind and heart. If it has, I'd be deeply grateful if you'd subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We're building a community of people who refuse to accept that our best days are behind us, who are committed to discovering what's possible when we approach aging with wisdom, curiosity, and hope. Your subscription helps us reach more people who are ready to unlock their own hidden keys to vibrant living. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you're not just getting older, you're getting the chance to become who you were always meant to be. And that journey, that beautiful, challenging, rewarding journey, is just beginning.